to my channel. My name is Nini and today we are talking Zara fragrances. Now, if you do not know, Zara is a fast fashion store that generally mimics what you will see on the runway by designers. That goes across the board for their products, with their clothing, as well as their accessories, and what we're here for, fragrance. Now today I'll be sharing, is it 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fragrances that will surely pique your senses. Now before we get down to what Zara is offering, please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. And while you're down there, let me know, what are you wearing today? I haven't put anything on because I will be sampling the Zara fragrances, but I will let you know which one is my favorite. Now, let's get started. First is Zara Black. I will be honest, I picked these fragrances up during the quarantine, stay-at-home orders, so I was binge watching everything and anything on YouTube. I did see this fragrance on Demi Rawlings' Zara video. Now, outside of the mainstream ones like Wonder Rose and Ritual Addictive, this has notes of orange, cinnamon, and vanilla. I will be honest, at first I was not into this fragrance because all that I got was the orange. It's not that I dislike orange, it just smelled like orange. There was nothing else, that was it. As this fragrance dries down on your skin, you start to get the spice of the cinnamon and the warmth of the vanilla. This is on sale now on the Zara website for $9.99. $9.99. Now this is not anything that is groundbreaking, but to me it is unique and it is a very pretty scent. This is something that I would wear to bed. This is something that I would tag along with me when you go with your girls, but at least my friends and I, we would go to different cities, and because we just wanted to experience different cities in the country, or we go out of the country, this is something that I would put in after I take a shower, when we would go down to the lounge or the bar at the hotel, and I just want to have something on, I would reach for Zara Black. Next, this one I had not seen in very many videos. I think this is new for this season. This is Zara Azul Noche. If you notice, the Zara fragrances list only 3 notes. I don't know if that is by design, and if you smell anything else, it's a figment of your imagination. I'm not sure. But the 3 notes in Azul Noche are lotus flower, peach, and white musk. Now, I will be honest with you, when I first smelled this, I'm like, this smells like something. It's definitely a evening scent in my opinion. I try not to label fragrances or keep them in a just one category, because you won't get your money's worth if you buy fragrances solely for a time of the day instead of being subjective to how you feel. And I think that's really the best way to pick your fragrance, is how you feel. But this one, possibly because of the white musk and the lotus flower, don't lotus flowers bloom at night? If I'm not mistaken, I think so. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know. But this is very, you definitely get that peach. You definitely get I think it's the lotus flower that gives it that interesting take. But again, just a note, like if you're new to fragrance, if you're smelling the fragrance at the atomizer, you're getting what it will smell like on the dry down. When you spray it on, you're gonna get the opening. And the opening, because the lotus flower, ooh, I'm ready to sneeze. The lotus flower to me is similar to, like, let me spray it on me. It's almost like plasticky. I know that Iris gives you like a plasticky note, but I don't know that I know another fragrance that has lotus in it. But what I was saying initially was, this fragrance put me in the mind of Bella the Irresistible by Layered, which is also inspired by Parfums de Marly Cassili. Now, don't come for me. I'm not saying that this fragrance is a dupe. What I am saying that the peach in this fragrance is very similar to Bella the Irresistible. Now, I have this, but I have not got my nose on Cassili as of yet, so I don't know how close this is, but Layered is pretty spot on when it comes to inspired fragrances, so I don't know. So what I'm saying is, if you like this, which is Layers version or inspired version of Cassili by Parfums de Marly, it's probably likely that you will like this. Now, I didn't say it with Zara Black, but I will say it with this one. You are not going to get 12 hours of wear. These fragrances, I think the most expensive is like $17. You're not gonna get crazy, mind-blowing longevity and sillage in a fragrance in that price point, because the higher the concentration of fragrance oils, the more expensive the fragrance will be. So of course at $17, the fragrance is not gonna have as much fragrance oil as mentioned like a Cassili. So just keep that in mind. And we're looking for a bang for our buck. And at $9.99 like the Zara Black, Azul Noche is $17.90. And then my next one, which is my baby, and I featured this in my 5 fragrances I can't stop wearing. This is Zara's Apple Juice. Now, Zara's Apple Juice is said to be a clone of Chanel Entendre. Now, I've owned that fragrance personally, and I also believe this is really close. It's refreshing. The 3 notes in this fragrance are apple, peony, and violet. Very refreshing, fruity, floral, just very pretty. And again, this is at $17.90, worth all $17.90 plus tax, because it is refreshing. It is, like I said, a fruity floral. This is probably one of my favorite fragrances from Zara, and that is because when you're using something that is fruity, fresh, and floral, well, in my case, I tend to be more forgiving of the longevity, and you can overspray this and not have to fear being just sickly fruity. It's still pretty fruity and floral, and that is Zara's Apple Juice. We're flying through these, aren't we? Next, I have one that is more popular from Zara, and that is Gourmand Addict. Now, Gourmand Addict features peach, cassis, and patchouli. Again, the peach in this fragrance is very prevalent. I even smell it at the atomizer, which again, generally is what you get at the dry down. But the cassis, which if you don't know what cassis is, it is from the leaves of, is it blackcurrant? Blackberry? Don't get me the line, child. But this fragrance, I would say out of all the ones that I have here, has the best longevity, and that's probably due to it having patchouli. A lot of people either love or hate patchouli, but in most fragrances that are long lasting, they have patchouli. Patchouli is like, you know how when you're thickening your sauce or your gravy and you add a little cornstarch or you add a little flour, that's patchouli. But unlike flour and cornstarch, when you're thickening your gravy, patchouli has its own scent, and it definitely comes through with a little ting in this fragrance. But I really like it. Oddly enough, I don't know why they named this fragrance Gourmand Addict. When you think of gourmand fragrances, you think of like something like Jessica Simpson's Fancy, or even something like Pink Sugar, where they remind you really of something either juicy and just like sweet and yummy, and I don't get anything delicious from Gourmand Addict. I just do not. Is it a pretty fragrance? Absolutely, but it is not Gourmand. It dries down really pretty. The patchouli, surprisingly enough, is, like I said, it packs a punch and it helps this fragrance last. So out of all of these, the one that is probably worth the most, $17.90, it is Gourmand Addict. And last but not least, I have the Tobacco Collection Rich Warm Addictive. I don't know anyone who picks up fragrance from Zara and does not get Rich Warm Addictive. In fact, that is the fragrance that people are even going on Zara's website to get because they hear everyone talking about Rich Warm Addictive. Well, let me tell you about it. There is, in my opinion, not that much that is rich, warm, and addictive. Even on Zara's site, it says that this is a bright fragrance. Where's my phone? Hold on. Now, Zara says, Zara as in the website, Zara's take on Rich Warm Addictive, it says, Asian-inspired eau de toilette fragrance of rum, white peony, bourbon vanilla. A warm, intense, bright fragrance. This is not, to me, rich, warm, or addictive. I mean, it's definitely, and for this to be I was very confused for this being in the Tobacco Collection at first because there's no tobacco. There's no tobacco, but it is rum and peony. Now, the rum I get because the rum and the bourbon, because most people who go to a cigar bar, they will have like the real rum, like the ones that come in a barrel. First of all, going to a cigar bar is an experience. I'm talking about the real bougie ones where they roll them for you. Everyone's in like their sport jackets, and ladies, they come in like, not cocktail dresses, but you know, everyone looks pressed and prim and proper and put together. That is what was in mind when this fragrance was developed. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like a Tom Ford tobacco fragrance. This is more so, you're gonna get your $19, or actually this one is more expensive. I misspoke last time when I said that $17.90 was the highest price. Is actually Rich Warm Addictive because this is a men's fragrance, or from the men's fragrance line. And the men's fragrance line, of course, is more expensive than the women's line. But is this a bad fragrance? No. In my opinion, is it rich, warm, and addictive? No. It almost smells like coconut. Like if you didn't look at the notes, it smells like coconut and rum. If I didn't read the notes, I would never know that there's peony in it, or peony, or however you want to say it. It's very, it smells like vanilla. It smells like vanilla and coconut. Like, that's what I get. Vanilla, coconut, and rum. I can't even say that I would guess that bourbon, because like real true bourbon is very distinct, especially the really, really rich ones. Oh my goodness. I'm not a bourbon girl, but just like anything, if you try something where it's in its purest form, it's so good and smooth. Anyway, that's another story. What I will say about the Zara line is definitely you get your money's worth. You're getting over 3 ounces for less than $20. They, at least of the eau de parfums, they have a certain presence. Are they gonna last for hours and hours? No, of course not, because of the concentration of oils in them. But they're definitely, just like every other offering from Zara, they are a good value for your dollar. If you've made it this far in my video, please consider subscribing. Also, leave below if you have any Zara fragrances. What are your favorites? My favorite, I would have to say, is still apple juice, and that is because it is fruity, it is floral, it is fresh, and it may also be because we're in the warm summer months, but it's also been clutch for me. It's such a mood booster, and that's what I'm all about now, boosting your mood. I love Azul Noche. I love Zara Black. Gourmand Addict is okay. Like, I like it, but it's not groundbreaking. Rich Warm Addictive. Not rich warm addictive. It's like coconut and vanilla. I think also I hyped it so much up in my head, and then when I got it I was like, ooh, I'm gonna need a hug, I'm gonna wear a sweater with my rich warm addictive, and it wasn't. Like, I felt like I should have on a bathing suit, but that's just me. So please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a little pink heart if you've made it this far. Thank you.